A wrongful death claim, that situation when someone calls me, obviously it's a family member. And that particular person that's calling me, that's coming in to see me for the first time about a potential wrongful death claim, I mean, it's unexplainable grief. It's anger. It's just total loss at what am I to do next. And, as an attorney, there's nothing I can ever do to bring them back. And so when I'm having that initial conversation, that is the hardest thing I have to do as a lawyer. That's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And the primary objective to begin with is to try and lower their stress level. And that's very difficult when you're talking about that type of claim. The major thing we need to do is let them know we don't have all the answers. We're not going to be able to bring them back, but we're going to be there with you, and you're not going to go through it alone. And you can grieve. You can focus on grieving, and let us focus on the other things, and whatever we can do to assist you. And it doesn't matter what that is. And a lot of times that's just, it's a phone call. You call me at 10 o'clock on Saturday night because you're sitting there and you just lost and you don't have that person to talk to. Okay, call me, talk to me. When you have a wrongful death claim, the biggest mistake I see is delay in taking action. Because of the nature of the claim, it's obviously not something that's at the top of your to-do list. You're dealing with funeral arrangements, you're dealing with probate and wills and things of that nature. But a lot of times we see people, understandably, who will just kind of sink back into this dark area of depression, and I'm not talking about waiting a month or 2 months. They may not do anything for a year, 2 years. And as with every other type of case, the longer that gap between when the accident happens and when you initiate a claim, the more evidence goes away, the more witnesses go away. Sometimes you run into issues with statutes of limitations. You have so many years to file a claim, and if you don't within that time frame, we see that unfortunately a lot of times. Somebody just didn't, they just didn't want to think about it. They didn't want to deal with it. And then so now it's 3 years and 1 month later, and you know what, you can't. The statute of limitations is run. So those are the things that big mistakes we see made. If you're looking for a wrongful death attorney, you need someone who is experienced in wrongful death cases, not just somebody who handles auto accident cases on an occasional basis, but somebody who is experienced in handling wrongful death cases, somebody who is respected, I believe, in the legal community, respected by the insurance community. And let's be honest, the only way you get respected by the insurance community is if they know you're not afraid to try a case. So you need an experienced trial lawyer who does injury, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. And my fees are based solely on a strict contingency. Contingent, what does that mean? It's contingent on me recovering for you. You don't come in, when you sign a representation agreement, you're not writing me a check. You're not going to be getting a bill in the month, every mail saying, I've worked X number of hours on your case at this amount, so pay me this. When your case is resolved, and it's going to be resolved one or two ways. Either it's going to be settled at some point in time, or we're going to go to court, we're going to try the case, and a jury hopefully finds in our favor, and they issue a verdict. Our fee is a percentage of that recovery. And if we don't recover anything, for you, you don't owe us anything. So if there's a standard contingency, which there is, of 1/3, and I get nothing for you, 1/3 of 0 is 0. And so my fee is 0.